What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Horizon Forbidden West and Elden Ring. And I'm going to do this one last time. I think last week, maybe last Thursday, Friday, I made a video talking about if Elden Ring will hurt Horizon sales. And it seems like you guys really like that video, and I have more to say because I've seen just more stuff online about these games. But like I said, unless something catastrophic happens on Twitter, mainly only Twitter, right? This will probably be the last time you hear me talk about both these games in direct competition, kind of relation to each other, okay? I love both of these games. I think they're both phenomenal. I do prefer Horizon just because I love it's hard because actually when I say that I feel bad for Elden Ring, but I would say overall these games are tremendous. Elden Ring would be my second favorite game so far this year. Horizon is my first. I have very little negatives to say about either of them. So the first thing that happened, obviously, right, was Elden Ring, because it got all these high reviews, it stole the attention from Horizon, okay? Now, a lot of this, by the way, is driven by just people that have no lives that are on Twitter that just say sometimes the stupidest things, and I'm kind of done with it, and I'm going to start, I think, calling it out a little bit more on Twitter, even though that gets me into a little bit of trouble over there. So that was part one, and I had said I just don't think they matter whatsoever. Horizon is a very broad game. Horizon, obviously, PlayStation exclusive. I think Horizon is going to sell really amazing. Elden Ring clearly has no trouble doing incredible as well, you know what I mean? It's doing so well. I would not be surprised in the slightest if it's the highest selling From Software game of all time. Easy. These are both games that are so good and so successful that it's so annoying to see people pit them against each other, try to make narratives of things. So some of the funniest things that I've seen, right, is people actually thinking that gaming journalists have something against Horizon, Gorilla, PlayStation, or Aloy. I've seen a couple arguments kind of for like all four of those or part of those four, and they make me laugh more than anything. It's like how here's the thing. Are there real conversations I think you can have with what's happened between Elden Ring and Horizon? I think if you frame it right, and who am I to say, right, like you're thinking it right or wrong? Really, you can think however you want, and as I've said, that's cool with me. As long as you respect how I think it, I'll respect how you think it, right? Here's my belief. I believe there is like a legitimate thing you can say about these games in terms of maybe like a narrative. I think Horizon probably was either judged too hard or Elden Ring was judged too softly. I think in a general scope of things, that probably exists. I think some unfair things were being said about Horizon that were not said about Elden Ring. I will say that. I fully believe that. I've looked at reviews. I've looked at even like the final scores and like here's like the main final reasons why we're giving it a final score. Horizon, I think, was held to almost a different standard in some ways than Elden Ring. Now that's where I stop though. I think that says something about gaming journalists just not being consistent, gaming journalists not being real, gaming journalists not being trustworthy, and we shouldn't read them, we shouldn't listen to them, we shouldn't care about what they say. That's the angle I go down. I think some people then will say, well, here's what we need to do. Because this happened, I think, right, or I guess collectively they think, right, that Elden Ring now needs to just be punched into the ground. So now let's find, and then you'll see, I mean, when I saw people doing the whole terrain stuff with Elden Ring, right, when they were like jumping with the horse and like or I think they were like swinging a weapon and like the grass wasn't moving, and it's like, oh my, are we going to do that again? Are we seriously going to do that again? Because let me say something, right? Not every PlayStation game does that, so you better be, and those are PlayStation fanboys, right? Because they'll do that. They'll do the Halo shooting the fruit stuff. Like, let's not take this too far. Let's not, okay? Because Elden Ring got a better score. This is where, like, yes, I don't think Elden Ring is necessarily a 97, and I don't think Horizon is necessarily an 88. However, I don't like review scores. I don't think review scores are necessary. I don't like game journalists. I think there's a lot of issues with them. I do think there is a biasness towards for gaming journalists for certain companies. I think there is a unbiased, or I don't even know what you would call it, like an attack, like they want to make a point out of certain companies, so they purposely do stuff. Like, I believe a lot of that, I've said that for years, and I'm going to continue to be a pillar of that in these dark times. So, like, that's what I believe. But again, these people be like, well, Elden Ring sucks. Elden Ring, like, who cares about Elden Ring? I'm just playing Horizon. Or I don't know. I mean, really, to me, it's so dumb. It's another example of, like, can we not just enjoy games? Can we not? Like, when Halo came out, why is it always people have to attack PlayStation products, and then Xbox people attack PlayStation, and PlayStation attacks? Can we not just enjoy Halo while also enjoying a PlayStation? Can we not enjoy Forza Horizon 5 while also enjoying Gran Turismo 7? Like, is that allowed, or is it not? Because I feel like it's not allowed for these people. And again, it's just kind of funny. It really is, because then you see people trying to make these narratives for. I quote tweeted a person who talks about how gaming journalists are going to give Forspoken a very low score because of the main character, because they're a certain R-ists word. And I was like, are you out of your mind? When have you ever seen, again, like the narratives and like the reasoning journalists do things? I think people get very confused. I think people get caught up sometimes too much in the console. Like, is some of that maybe a problem? Maybe they're a little biased towards one thing. And again, as I said, I think some companies, do get a biasness from them more than others. But I think it's also just another issue of they're not consistent. Sometimes they don't even play through these games all the way. I mean, there's a lot of different issues with these people that review these games and the reasons games get scores and all that stuff. There's a lot of issues there. And I think, like, making it about something that it's not, right? Now, I said this, who in God's name is going to, in the gaming journalist space, okay, who in God's name is going to give Forspoken a low score because of the female mixed protagonist? Who? They'll dock points if you don't have diversity. They will not dock points if your lead is that. And by the way, I'm not saying anything about I like it or I don't like about Forspoken. I actually am kind of excited about Forspoken. But that's just an example. That's just an example of, like, I don't really think you're seeing it clearly. I don't really think that's the, what I mean? Again, Elden Ring gets this score, Horizon gets this score. So then what people do is, well, because one got higher, and yes, like, again, I don't think Elden Ring was held to some of the same standards that Horizon was held. But does that mean that Elden Ring sucks and is garbage and nobody should buy it? And then they'll turn around and say, well, all these people bought it on PlayStation. PlayStation's playing it, Xbox isn't playing it, and they'll throw a party over that. But it's like, I thought you hated the game. I thought the game was horrible, and that because it got higher than Horizon, you wanted them all to die. Like, I don't understand these people. I don't get it. It's very confusing to be part of, like, this ideology that these people, like, subscribe to or, like, believe in. They pray to them every, like, these console gods, right? It must be very hard to do that and to just live your life like that, because number one, you guys, some of you guys think I hate everything. These guys hate everything. I don't hate everything. I see Elden Ring gets one score. I see Horizon gets another score. You know what? I could care less about either of them. I don't care at all. I play them, and you know what? I like them a lot. I like Horizon a lot. I like Elden Ring a lot. I like them for different reasons. I think Horizon is my personal favorite, but I respect the living heck out of both of those games. So I just don't get these people. So this is the last time I'm going to be talking about it, but, like, can we not? And again, if we are going to do this, if we are going to get into, like, oh, journalists are this, journalists are that, can we, like, at least see it the right way? Again, there's room for interpretation. I'm not saying my opinion has to be the only opinion, has to be right, but I do think it's pretty clear how gaming journalists operate. I think in terms of, like, why they're so bad and why they're dying out and why this and that, I think it's pretty straightforward. I've said it. Colin Moriarty has said it. Sophia Narwitz has said it. Like, I think it's pretty straightforward. Do we have to start making up reasonings that are stretches or just flat out aren't the case? Why are we? Because then this is, and I didn't actually think about this until right now, but this is what I've maybe in the back of my head thought. When you do that, right? Gaming journalists are horrible. But when you make fake reasons why certain things are the way that they are, right? Almost like conspiracies in this way, when you make, like, a fake reason, And then you get people all drummed up over that. If these game journalists see that reason, do you know how easy it is for them to dispute it? You know what I mean? They can say, oh, these people are just, fanboys. They're this, they're not to be taken seriously. They're, all this stuff. Like, you diminish the actual truth that these people are bad. You know what I mean? Because you make up fake reasons, or you pretend like this agenda is like the only agenda, or this is the right agenda that they're doing. It's like, no, again, like that Forspoken thing, that is so wrong. I will say that. I'm not really one to say you're right or wrong, but that's wrong. That's not correct at all. You know what I mean? Days Gone, they docked because of all the white zombies, but if you think that they were going to dock it because it was actually diverse, if it was diverse, so there's diverse zombies, if you think they're going to dock it for that, you're nuts. They eat that stuff up, right? So let's not just create fake reasonings here. Let's actually look at it and say, well, what is the real reason why these things are happening? So that's my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media, including, yes, my Twitter, is in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all on the next video.